Hello everyone, my name is Nidhi Chauhan. I am assistant professor in Gyan Bihar School of Pharmacy. That is a part of your Suresh Gyan Bihar University, which is in Jaipur. So today we are going to discuss about this topic, that is your fats and oils, that comes in your unit third in your pharmaceutical organic chemistry second in your B Pharmacy third semester in your second year. So here we are going to discuss today. We are going to discuss about these fats and oils. So today's learning objective is your. Here we are going to study about the fats and oils. So what are the fats? What are the oils? And also we are going to study about the differences between this fat and oil. So what are the differences that is having these fats and oils? And also we are going to study or to learn about the physical properties of this fat and oil. What are the physical properties of this fats and oil and the student outcome, as they will going to know about fats and oil, and they will also going to know about what are the differences between these fats and oil. And so let's start our topic, that is the fats and oils. So the fats and oils are composed of molecules known as triglycerides, which are esters composed of three fatty acids unit linked to glycerol. So here you can see that fats or oils both are composed of molecules. These are composed of molecules and are known as triglyceride, means they are known as your triglyceride. And these triglycerides are your esters that are composed of three fatty acids. So here they are composed of your three fatty acids that are linked to glycerol. So fats and oils are called triglycerides because they are esters compound of three fatty acids unit that are joined to glycerol. So here a trihydroxy alcohol. So here the triglyceride that are known as the this triglyceride is composed of the fat and oils, and these are the esters that are composed of the three fatty acids. Means the fatty acid units are linked to the glycerol unit. So here these triglycerides, you can see here in the figure given here, the reaction. This is your three fatty acid, RCOOH, COOH, this RCOOH. So these first is different alkyl group, second is a different, and third is a different alkyl groups that are attached to your carboxylic acid. So these are the three fatty acids. And when these are added to this glycerol, glycerol is your CH2OH that is bonded to CHOH, that is again bonded to the CH2OH. So when the both of them are reacted in the presence of a catalyst, there is a formation of this triglyceride, which is your ester. So this triglyceride is formed, which is triglyceride is formed from three fatty acid that is combined with this reacted or combined with this glycerol part in the presence of the catalyst, and there is a formation of this triglyceride. So here this triglyceride molecule, which is composed of this fat and oil, and this is the ester compound. This is ester compound. In this three esters, in this you will see that CH2, this is your fatty acid, this is your glycerol, and in the presence of the catalyst, this is they are reacting and they are forming a product that is your triglyceride, and the water, three molecules of water is removed out from here. So here you will see that this CH2OH, this H is removed out from here. Okay, after that this is combined to this portion of this RO, sorry, COR. So there COR, it is combined to this portion of the COR, and here three molecules of this water molecules is removed out. One is this, two is this, and three here. So here this hydrogen water molecule is removed out from this three fatty acids and this glycerol in the presence of the catalyst. So here again this fat and oils are composed of molecules known as triglycerides. So these fats and oils are composed of this triglycerides. This is a molecule composed of this molecule. This is called triglyceride, and this is the ester composed. This is your esters. that is composed of the three fatty acids linked to a glycerol. So this is alcohol, this acid, this carboxylic acid is linked to this glycerol. So the fat and oils are called triglycerides. These fat and oils are called triglycerides because they are having an ester composed of three fatty acids unit joined to a glycerol. So here glycerol is a trihydroxy alcohol. Glycerol is known as trihydroxy because here you will see that there are the three alcohol units that is attached to this molecule. So this triglyceride is having this fatty acid as well as this glycerol. That is why it is forming an ester. This is known as your triglyceride. Next, same reaction if all three OH groups on the glycerol molecules are esterified with the same fatty acid, the resulting acid is called a simple glyceride, triglyceride. Although simple triglycerides have been synthesized in the laboratory, they rarely occur in nature. Instead, a typical triglyceride obtained from natural occurring fats and oils contain two or different fatty acid components and is termed as mixed glyceride. So in the lab, if you synthesize this simple glyceride unit, triglyceride unit, it is if all three OH groups, this OH groups in this glycerol molecule are esterified. This is esterified. You can see here. This H is moved out from here, and this is fatty acids are attached to it. So this alcohol is this all three OH or your alcohol portion in this glycerol is esterified with the same fatty acid. These are the same fatty acids. The resulting ester is called a simple triglyceride. Then the product that is formed that is known as your simple triglyceride. Although simple triglycerides have been synthesized in this simple glyceride have been synthesized in laboratory. They rarely occur in nature. So the simple glycerides that are synthesized in laboratory, these are occur very rare in nature. Instead, a typical triglyceride obtained from a natural occurring fats and oil contains the triglyceride that is obtained from the natural source, which is containing this fat and oil. They are containing the two or three different fatty acid. Means here two or three fatty acid are linked, and this is termed as your mixed glyceride. But in the simple glyceride, you will see that all these fatty acids are the same. Same fatty acid is esterified with this glycerol. And in the mixed triglyceride, which are obtained from the natural occurring fats and oil that are containing this fatty acid that is containing the different fatty acid. They are having the two or three different fatty acids. Two or three means here the alkyl portion is your different. If you take here methyl, ethyl, then butyl, these are the different fatty acids. If the same alkyl group is present on this fatty acid, then this will form a simple triglyceride is formed here. So if all the three OH group on this glycerol molecule are esterified with the same fatty acid, this alcohol portion is esterified with the same fatty acid in the presence of your catalyst, then the resulting ester that is forming from this alcohol and fatty acid, then this is known as your simple triglyceride. So this is your esterification reaction also, because this is containing a carboxylic acid and your carboxylic acid as well as your alcohol. When your carboxylic acid react with your alcohol, then there is a formation of your ester. So here also the same thing of the process is happening. So here also this alcohol containing glycerol is reacting with this carboxylic acid, and there is in the presence of a catalyst, there is a formation of this ester molecule. This ester molecule is your triglyceride that is composed of a fatter molecule. And if these fatty acids are different fatty acids, they are containing two or three different fatty acids, and then they are esterified with this alcohol, then they are alcohol in the presence of the catalyst, then there is a formation of this mixed triglyceride, and the water molecule is removed from here. So this simple glyceride can be synthesized. Is simple glyceride have been synthesized in the laboratory, and is very rarely occur in your nature. And the triglycerides that are obtained from the natural source, in naturally the fats and oils that are present in this triglyceride, that are having the 2 or 3 different fatty acid components in this fatty acid, then they are reactive with this glycerol and this this triglyceride. So here 2 or 3 different fatty acid component, this fat and oils that are containing, and this typical triglycerides are obtained from this natural occurring fat and oils that are containing 2 or 3 different fatty acid components, and is then first termed as your mixed glycerides, triglycerides. Next, this is your simple triglyceride. As you can see, this is your simple triglyceride, and this is the mixed triglyceride. So same, you can see here, this alkyl portion is same in all the 3 parts. You can see here, this is CH2, CH2 whole 13, CH3, CH2, CH2 whole 13, CH3. The third also CH2, CH2 whole 13, CH3. So this is your tristyrene, which is a simple triglyceride. This occurs rarely in nature, and this is your mixed triglyceride. So this is having 11, 12, 13 alkyl present in this, and here in this 13, 14, 15 alkyl component are present or connected or bonded to this carbon atom, and here you will see the double bond also present in this. So these are the mixed triglyceride, which are having the two or three groups that are attached to it. So a triglyceride is called a fat if it is solid at 25 degrees centigrade. It is called oil if it is liquid at that temperature. So a triglyceride, if if the temperature is your 25 degrees centigrade, then it is known, and at 25 degrees centigrade it is solid, then that triglyceride is known as your fat. And if at temperature 25 degrees centigrade its state is your liquid, then that is known as your oil. So these differences in melting point reflects differences in the degree of unsaturation and number of carbon atoms in the constituent fatty acids. So triglyceride obtained from animal sources are usually solid, while those of plant origins are generally oil. Therefore, we commonly speak of animal fats and vegetable oils. So here, a triglyceride, which is called a fat if it is a solid at 25 degrees centigrade, then it is called oil, and if it is liquid at the same 25 degrees centigrade, then it is your oil. And these differences in melting points, these differences in your melting points are reflecting differences in the degree of unsaturation, as well as the number of carbon atoms are present in the constant fatty acids. And the triglycerides that are obtained from the animal sources, the triglycerides that are obtained from the animal sources, they are known as your fats, because they are solid, they are usually solid, while the plant origin, while the triglycerides that are obtained from the plant origin are generally oils, they are known as oils. Therefore we commonly say that this is the animal fat and this is the vegetable oil, because the vegetable oil is obtained or is originated, or you can obtain it from the plant or plant, and the animal fat is obtained from the animal and it is usually solid, and this plant origin is usually liquid. That is why it is known as your oil. So this is your simple triglyceride, and this is your mixed triglyceride. As you can see, these all alkyl groups that are attached to this carboxylic that are the same, and these mixed triglycerides is having the different this fatty this alkyl groups that are bonded to this acid. portion. So this is your simple triglyceride and this is your mixed triglyceride. And the triglyceride that is solid at 25 degrees centigrade, that is your fat, and the triglyceride that is your liquid at 25 degrees centigrade, that is your or oil. And these are the differences in the melting as well as in your degree of unsaturation, the number of carbon atom in the constituent of fatty acids, and the triglycerides that are obtained from your animal source that are solid, they are known as your fats, and the triglycerides that are obtained from your plant origin and are liquids, and they are the oils. Therefore, we commonly speak that this is your animal fat and this is your vegetable oil. Next, saturated fat can stack themselves in a closely packed arrangement, so they can solidify easily and are typically solid at room temperature. So the saturated fats, they can stack, they can form a stack in a closely packed arrangement. So they can be solidified. So they are solid. They can form solid easily and are typically solid. And these are solid at a room temperature. For example, animals' fat, tallow, and lard are high in saturated fatty acid content and are solid. For example, the animal fats like your tallow and lard. So these tallow and lards are having the saturated chain. So these are having a high saturated fatty acid, and that is why, due to the presence or due to the due to the presence of the saturated part in the saturated fatty acid content in this animal fat, these are solid at the room temperature. And olive and linseed oils, these on the other hand, your olives and linseed oils are unsaturated and are liquid. So these oils, this linseed oil and your olive oil, these are liquids at the these are the liquid because they are having the unsaturated part in them. So for fat serves both as an energy sources for the body and as stores for energy in excess of what the body needs immediately. Fats are broken down in the healthy body to release their constituent glycerol and fatty acid, and the glycerol itself can be converted to the glucose by the liver and so become a source of energy. So the you can easily differentiate this fat and oil, that the fat are containing the saturated portion and the saturated fatty acids, and the liquids are containing the unsaturated fatty acids. So here these saturated fatty fats, they can be stacked and can be kept in a closely packed arrangement. There they can be solidified and they can be typically solid. These are solid at your room temperature. For example, your animal fat, tallow and lards, which are having a high content of your saturated fatty acid. That is why they are solid at room temperature. And secondly, the olive and the linseed oils, which are obtained from the plant origin, these are having the unsaturated fatty acids. That is why they are liquid, and the fat are served as an energy source. So fats are serving the energy source for the body, and they are stored as energy in excess what the body needs, because our body needs the energy. So these fats that are solid, these fats are serving the energy part to our body, and fats. Then the fats are broken down into your glycerol as well as your your fatty acids. So these fats are broken down in the healthy body. These are broken down into your this fatty acid as well as your glycerol. After that, the glycerol portion is then again converted into the glucose, and this by the liver, and this glucose acts as a source of your energy in the body. And same fats serve both as energy sources for the body, and they are also storing the energy in the excess of what the body needs immediately. So these energy is stored in the body, and when we immediately need them, then this the stored portion can be retrieved from there. So here fats are um, uh, broken down in the healthy body to release their constituents. So here fats are releasing its constituent, that are your glycerol as well as your fatty acids, and glycerol itself can be converted to your glucose and by the liver, and so become a source of energy. Next is your differentiate between fats and oils. So what are the differences between this fat and oil? So fats are solid or semi-solid at room temperature, because they are containing, these fats are solid and semi-solid at room temperature because they are containing the saturated portion. And these oils are liquid at room temperature because they are containing the unsaturated fatty acid in them. Next, fats contain large amount of saturated fatty acid. Example, your stearic and palmitic acids. So here these fats are containing this large amount of saturated fatty acid. Example is your stearic and palmitic acid. And oils contain large amount of unsaturated fatty acid. Example is your oleic acid. Next, fats melt at high temperature. These fats are melting at high temperature, and these oils are melted at low temperature. Fats do not contain double bonds because these are containing the saturated, and saturated are those compounds that are containing the single bond. That's like alkanes. And these oils, oils have double bonds. So oils are having the double bond because these are the unsaturated, because they are containing the unsaturated fatty acid, and unsaturated compounds are those that are containing the double bond, that are the alkenes. And fats are more stable. These fats are more stable, whereas the oils are less stable. Fats are obtained from the animal fats, and the oils are obtained from the oils are your vegetable fats. So fats are your animal fats, and the oils are your vegetable fats. So here again the difference between the fats and oil. Fats are the solid or semi-solid at room temperature. So these fats which are solid or your semi-solid at your room temperature, whereas in the other hand, the oils are the liquid at room temperature. Next, the fats contain large amount of saturated fatty acids. So these fats are containing the large amount of fatty acids. These are having the saturated fatty acid. That is why they are solid and semi-solid at your room temperature. And the example of these fats are solid and semi-solid. And these oils are having oils contain large amount of your unsaturated fatty acid, that is your oleic acid, and these are having the unsaturated fatty acid. That is why they are liquid at your room temperature. Next is your fat melt at high temperature. So fat needs melting in fat is at high temperature. They need high temperature for melting, but oils are in their liquid state, so they need less low temperature for melting. And they are solid, fats are solid, that is why they need a high temperature for melting. Next is your fats do not contain double bonds, and because they are containing this saturated portion, and the saturateds are having the single bond. Okay, next is your oil that is having a double bond, and this oils because this double bond due to the unsaturated fatty acid, because the unsaturated if you are containing the double bond, and these are the alkene portions. Now next is the fats are more stable. So these fats are more stable, and these oils are less stable. So these fats are more stable as compared to the oils. And fats are your animal fats, and oils are your vegetable. Next, the physical properties of your fats and oils. So what are the physical properties of your fats and oils? So the pure fats and oils are colorless, odorless, and tasteless. It means the pure fat and oils are having no color, no smell, and no taste. These fats and oils, and the characteristic color, odor, and flavors that we associate with some of them are imparted by foreign substances that are lipid soluble and have been absorbed by these lipids. So these fats and oils are your colorless, and your odorless, and your tasteless, and the fats and oils that are producing this characteristic smell, your characteristic color, odor, and flavors, that is associated with the with some of them is imparting foreign substances. So the color, odor, and the flavor that we associate with some of them, in some of the fats and oil in them, if some of the fats and oil are having the color, odor, and flavor, then these color, odor, and flavors are imparted by the foreign substances. The foreign substances impart that color, odor, and flavor, and these foreign substances are your lipid soluble, means they are soluble in this fat and oil, and they have been absorbed, or they have been absorbed by these lipids. So these foreign substances can be absorbed by this lipids. For example, yellow color of butter is due to the presence of pigment carotene, and the taste of butter comes from two compounds, that is your diacetyl and 3-hydroxy 2-butanone, produced by bacteria in the ripening cream from which the butter is made. So here uh, the physical properties of fats and oil is that they are not having any color, smell, and your taste. And if some of them, if some of the fats and oils are having the color, odor, and your taste, then it is due to the presence of the foreign substances. Foreign substances. Due to the presence of the foreign substances that are present in the oil, fats and oils, and these foreign substances are your lipid soluble, means these are soluble in your this fat and oil, and also these foreign substances are absorbed by this lipid. So for example, here it is taken that the butter, which is your fat. Okay, so the butter color is your yellow color. So the yellow color of the butter, and as well as it is also having the taste. So this yellow color of this butter is due to the presence of pigment carotene, because the carotene, that is the foreign substances, is present in the butter, and it is imparting this yellow color to this butter. And the taste of butter, the butter is having a taste, that is due to the presence of the two compounds. The two compounds are present in this butter, that is your diacetyl and the 3-hydroxybutanone, that is produced by the bacteria in the ripening cream. Means from cream there is a formation of this butter. This in this cream, which get ripened ripened, and in this ripening cream there is a presence of the bacteria which is producing these two compounds, that is your diacetyl and your 3-hydroxybutanone, and that are imparting the taste in the butter. And these are the diacetyl and 3-hydroxy 2-butanone. So here you can see this is the structure of this diacetyl, which is produced by the bacteria in the ripening cream, from which the butter is formed. And this is the second compound, that is your 3-hydroxy 2-butanone, that is also produced by the bacteria. So again, this fat and oils, pure fat and oils, the fats and oils which are pure, that are colorless, odorless, and tasteless. Odorless means your smellless. Okay, the next characteristic, color and odor and flavor. The characteristic color, odor, and flavor that we associate with some of them are imparted by the foreign substances. It means foreign substances is present in the fat and oil that are imparting this characteristic color, odor, and flavor to them. And these foreign substances are your lipid soluble. They are soluble in this fat and oils, and they can be absorbed by these lipids. They are also can be absorbed by this lipid. For example, your yellow portion, the yellow portion that is present in your butter is due to the presence of the pigment carotene. So there is a presence of the pigment carotene in the butter, which is imparting yellow color to this butter. And the taste of this butter is comes from the two compounds, that is your diacetyl and your 3-hydroxy 2-butanone, and these are imparted by the bacteria which is present in the ripening cream. And this cream ripening cream. From this ripening cream, there is a formation of this butter. Means the butter is made from this ripening cream. Next, fats and oils are lighter than water, having density of about 0.8 gram per centimeter cube. They are poor conductor of heat and electricity and therefore serves as excellent insulator for the body, slowing the loss of heat through the skin. So here, this fat and oils are lighter than water. That is why they float on the water. You have seen in the oil, when you put some oil in the water, then the oil portion will float on the water molecules, the droplets you can see there. So here, these fats and oils are lighter than water and having density of about 0.8 gram per centimeter cube, because they are having the density that is your 0.8 gram per centimeter cube, and they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. They are having the poor conduction in case of your heat and electricity, and that is why they are serving as an insulator for the body. So these oils and fats are acting as an insulator for the body, and they are slowing the loss of heat through the skin. If we apply the oil on the skin, then the heat that is present in our skin or in our body, then there will be a slow loss of heat from through the skin. And the chemical structure. There are many different kinds of fats, but each is a variation on the same chemical structure. All fats are derivative of fatty acids and glycerols. Most fats are glycerides, particularly triglycerides, triesters of glycerol. One chain of fatty acid is bonded to each of the three OH group of the glycerol by the reaction of the carboxylic and of the fatty acid with the alcohol. So there are different kinds of fats, but the variation, different kind of fats, but the variation is due to the, but each is a variation on the same chemical structure. All fats are derivative, all different kinds of fats, and all the fats that are present, they are the derivatives of your fatty acids and your glycerols, and your most of the fats are glycerides, and particularly triglycerides. So fats are the triglycerides only, means the triesters of glycerols, and one chain of fatty acid is bonded to each of the three OH group of the glycerol. Means the one chain of fatty acid is bonded to the glycerol portion, the glycerol of the OH group, and by the reaction of the carboxylic and of the fatty acid with the alcohol. So the carboxylic and carboxylic part of this fatty acid are reacting with the OH group of the glycerol. So that is 3 chains per molecule. Means 3 chains are formed of one molecule. Per molecule, 3 chains are formed, and water is eliminated from this. From this reaction. So water is eliminated and the carbons are linked by an O bond. So through dehydration. So water is eliminated from this fatty acid and the alcohol. When this carboxylic and the alcohol is reacting, then the water is eliminated and there is a dehydration, and there is a linkage. The linkage is your O bond. This from this O bond. The process is called esterification. So this is a esterification reaction in which the carboxylic acid is reacting with your is reacting with the alcohol portion. So this process is known as esterification, and fats are therefore esters, and fats are known as fats are your therefore esters. So fats are your esters. As a simple visual illustration, if the kink and the angles of this chain were straightened out, the molecule would have the shape of a particular letter E, like E. This kink and the angle of this chain. If the angles and the chain of this fats is straightened, if we straight that chain, then the molecule that are present in the chain are straightened, and then they will form a structure of this capital E. The fatty acid would each be horizontal line. The glycerol backbone would be the vertical line that join the horizontal line. Fats therefore have ester bond. So therefore this fat is having the ester bond. So again, the chemical structure. the chemicals, there are different kind of chemical fats, but each is a variation on the same chemical structure. And all the fats are derivative of fatty acids and glycerol. And most of the fats are glycerides, or you can say the triglycerides. That is, triglyceride means they are the triesters of your glycerol. And one chain of fatty acid is bonded to the glycerol OH portion of the OH group of the glycerol by the reaction of the carboxylic group that is present in the fatty acid, that is bonded to the OH group of the your glycerol. And the water, when this reaction between the COOH and the OH will react, there is a removal of H2O from there, and simply there is a bond formed, and this is due to the O bond, that is under dehydration synthesis, and this is known as your esterification. And fats are therefore esters. Fats, as a visual illustration, if the kings and angles of these chains were straightened out, these molecules have a shape of letter E, and these fatty acid would each be a horizontal line. The glycerol backbone would be the vertical line that join the horizontal line. So fat therefore have esters bond. The property of any specific fat molecule depends on the particular fatty acid that constitute it. Fatty acids form a family of compounds that are composed of increasing number of carbon atoms linked in a zigzag chain. So hydrogen bonds to the side. The more carbon atoms there are in any fatty acid, the longer its chain will be. So if more carbon atoms are present in the chain, then the chain will be much longer. So the long chain are more susceptible to intermolecular force of attraction, in this case van der Waals forces, and so the longer one melt at a high temperature. So what are fats made up of? And now you can see here, this is a saturated fatty acid. And there is no double bond present. So the these are the fats, and these are bonded to a glycerol backbone. So this is a mono unsaturated. So here there is a one double bond is present here, and this is a polyunsaturated fatty acid. Means here double bonds are more than one double bond is present here. And here this white portion, white balls here showing there is a presence of this carbon atom. Here orange portion will this yellow one will show here this light orange, or you can say the yellow color. This is showing here the hydrogen, and this this oxygen, and this orange will show here the hydrogens. This is the glycerol backbone, and these are the fatty acids. So these fats are made up of this fatty acid as well as the glycerol. And this single bond is shown by this line, a simple line, and the double bond is shown by the two lines. That is a double bond. The structure of triglyceride, saturated, mono unsaturated, and polyunsaturated fatty acid. Next, the fatty acid are classified according to the presence and number of double bonds in the carbon chain. Saturated fatty acids contain no double bond, and a mono fatty acids contain one, and polyunsaturated contain more than one double bond. And the length and the saturation of fatty acid affects the arrangement of the membrane in our body cells, and therefore its fluidity also. Shorter chain fatty acids are having one with greater unsaturation and less stiff and less viscous, and making the membrane more flexible. So this influences a very range of your important biological functions. Next, importance for living organisms. So why fats are important for the living organism? As fats are the source of essential fatty acids, an important dietary requirement. They provide energy as noted above. Vitamin A, D, E, K are fat soluble, meaning they can only be digested, absorbed, and transported in conjunction with fat. So these vitamins can be transported, digested, and absorbed with conjunction with your fat. And fat plays a major role or a vital role in maintaining healthy skin, hair, insulating body organs against shock, maintaining body temperature, promoting healthy cell skin functions. So fats also serve as a useful buffer against a lost host of diseases. When a particular substance, whether chemical or biotic, reaches unsafe level in the bloodstream, the body can effectively dilute or at least maintain equilibrium of the offending substances by storing it in a new fat tissue. So this helps the vital organs until such time as the offending substances can be metabolized or removed from the body by means of excretion, urination, accidental or internal blood-letting, sebum secretion, and the hair growth. So these are fatty acids. Now, what are the fatty acids? So fatty acids is a carboxylic acid with a long aliphatic chain, which is either saturated or unsaturated, and most unnaturally occurring fatty acids have an unbranched chain of an uneven number of carbon atoms from 4 to 28. So this is your saturated fatty acid. Its common name is acetic, which is having the common number of carbon atom 2, and the major end product of carbohydrate fermented by rumen organism, propanoic acid, that is the number of carbon atom, that is your 3, that is end product of carbohydrate fermented by rumen organism, that is next is your butyric, which is having the carbon atom 4, and in valeric caprioic, which is having 4, 5, 6, and these are having the fats in small amounts, especially in butter, and an end product is of carbohydrate fermented by rumen organism, and lauric mystery. And next is your palmitic and stearic. Palmitic and stearic is having the 16 and 18, and these are present in all animal and the plant fats. Next is your unsaturated fatty acids. So here the number of carbon atom and the number of position of double bond. So 6 carbon atom are there, and the position of double bond is there on the first carbon atom and on the 9th carbon atom. And its common name is your palmitoic, and it is your monoenoic acids which are having one double bond. Next is your 18 ratio 1 9, means it is having the 18 carbon atom which is having 1 and 9 position double bond, and it is known as your oleic acid. Next is your it occurs in the most common fatty acids in natural fats. Next is your 18, that is also having the same oleic acid, and it is also having the double bond on first and 9, and it is known as your elatic acid, and it is a hydrogenated and ruminant fats. Next is your dienoic, means here dienoic, 2 double bonds are present, and in that one double bond is present. Number of carbon atom and number. So here this is your 18 ratio 2 and 9 and 12. So the position of double bond is your 9 and 12. And in the monoenoic palmitoic, it is the position of carbon atom is your 9, and oleic and elatic, the position of your double bond is same, the 9 and 9. And in your linoleic acid, these are present in your corn, peanut, cottonseed, soybean, and many plant oils. And in your trienolic acid, these are present in your beta, lambda. This is your gamma linoleic, and these are present in the oil of evening primrose, borage oil, minor fatty acids in animal, and these alpha linoleic acid, these are present in your linoleic acid, but particularly linseed oil. So next is your tetraenoic acid. These are present in your arachidonic acid, arachidonic acid, that is found in your animal fat and its peanut oil, and these are the component of phospholipids in animals. So the chemistry of fatty acid, the carbon chain of saturated fatty acids form zigzag pattern. The zigzag pattern when extended as at low temperature. So at high temperature, some bonds rotate, causing chain shortening, and they are having a geometrical isomerism that occur in unsaturated fatty acid, depending on the orientation of atoms or groups around the axis of double bond, which do not allow rotation. If the acyl chain are on the same side of the bond, it is cis, as in oleic acid, and if on the different, then it is your trans, as in the elatic acid or your trans isomer of oleic acid. Naturally occurring your unsaturated long chain fatty acids are nearly all of this configuration, and the molecule being bent 120 degree at the double bond. Thus, oleic acid has an L shape, whereas elatic acid remains straightened, and the increase in the number of cis double bond in a fatty acid leads to a variety of possible, like arachidonic acid with 4 cis double bond has king or a U shape. Now here you will see that the trans double bond alter these spatial rearrangement, and this is the structure of the saturation fatty acid. This is the methyl group, and these are the hydrocarbon, and this is the acidic group that is present, and this is the cis form, and this is the trans form, because this in this the hydrogen are on the same side, and these chains are having on the same side, And in this, you will see the hydrogen are on the different sides. So the melting point of even a numbered carbon fatty acid increases with the chain length and decreases according to the unsaturated. So these are the geometrical isomerism of pure fatty acids, oleic and the elatic acid. So this is your trans and the cis fatty acid. So this is the structure of your trans. Here you can see this on this double bond carbon atom. Your hydrogen is attached to this side and this is attached to this side. And in this, you can see that on the same side, this hydrogen is bonded to this carbons. So this is your cis and this is your trans fatty acid. This is the structure of your saturated and this is the unsaturated because your double bond is present. So here naturally asking unsaturated vegetable oils have almost all cis bond, but using oil for frying causes some of the cis bond to convert to trans bond. So the oil that are used for the frying process, they are in that the cis bond is converted to your trans portion. Sorry. So fatty acid with trans bond are carcinogenic. So fatty acid which are having the trans bond that are having a carcinogenic effect. So here again the questions. The questions is your first question is your melting point of fat is dash and melting point of oil is dash. So the answer is your C, higher and lower. So melting point of fat is higher as well as the melting point of oil is lower because the fat is in the solid and this solid will first solidify and this solid will change into the liquid and this needs a more temperature and this melting point of oil means here melting point of oil is low here because the oil needs less temperature to melt. Next, which of the following is an example of fat? B, vegetable ghee is the present of is an example of fat. Check the incorrect statement from the following options. So first is the oil has saturated triglyceride, oil has lower melting point, oils are liquid at room temperature. Examples of oils are triglyceride, triolate, coconut oil, olive oil. So answer is your A, oils are saturated triglyceride. Which of the following is not a suitable solvent for oils and fat? So it is your B, that is your carbon tetrachloride. Oils and fats are good conductor of heat and electricity. So it is your false. So oil and fats are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Which of the following act as a catalyst in digestive tract of human being? So lipase is act as a catalyst in digestive tract of human being. All of the following have 18 carbon atom except that is your B, that is your palmitic acid. All are essential fatty acid except stearic acid. Choose the correct statement from the following. Most of the naturally fatty acids have trans double bond. Arachidonic acid is relatively a non-essential fatty acid. The melting point of fatty acid increases with the increasing degree of unsaturation in the hydrophobic chain. The membrane lipids are rich in saturated fatty acid. Answer is your B. The arachidonic acid is relatively a non-essential fatty acid. Glycerol is a precursor of all except C by bilirubin. These are the references from where you can study this topic, fats and oil. And thank you so much for the this fats in today's lecture. And in the next lecture, we will study about the reactions that are happens in the fats and oil. Thank you so much.